विषयेभ्यः परामुखम् नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातं चन्द्रशेखरभारतीं विवेकिनं महाप्रज्ञं धैर्यौदार्यक्षमानिधिं सदाभिनवपूर्वन्तं विद्यातीर्थगुरुं भजे अज्ञानाञ्जाह्नवीतीर्थं विद्यातीर्थं विवेकिनां सर्वेषां सुखदं तीर्थं भारतीतीर्थमाश्रये विद्याविनयसम्पन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञं विधुशेखरभारतीम् श्रीमत्परमहंसपरिव्राजकाचार्यवर्या पदवाक्यप्रमाणपारावारपारेण यमनियमासनप्राणायामप्रत्याहारधारणाध्यान समाध्यष्टाङ्गयोगानुष्ठाननिष्ठा तपश्चक्रवर्ती अनाद्यविच्छिन्न श्रीशङ्कराचार्य गुरुपरम्परा प्राप्ता षड्दर्शनस्थापनाचार्य व्याख्यानसिंहासनाधीश्वर सकलनिगमागमसारहृदय साङ्ख्यत्रयप्रतिपादक वैदिकमार्गप्रवर्तक सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्र आदिराजधानी विद्यानगरमहाराजधानी कर्णाटकसिंहासनप्रतिष्ठापनाचार्य श्रीमद्राजाधिराजगुरु भूमण्डलाचार्य ऋष्यशृङ्गपुरवराधीश्वर तुङ्गभद्रातीरवासी श्रीमद्विद्याशङ्करपादपद्माराधक श्रीमज्जगद्गुरो श्रीमदभिनवविद्यातीर्थमहास्वामि गुरुकरकमलसञ्जात श्रीमज्जगद्गुरो श्रीभारतीतीर्थमहास्वामिनां तत्करकमलसञ्जात श्रीमज्जगद्गुरो श्रीविधुशेखरभारती महास्वामिनां च चरणारविन्दयोः साष्टाङ्गप्रणामान् समर्पयामः।
ಇನ್ನೀಗ ವೇದಘೋಷವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಗವತ್ ಶಂಕರ ಕಿಂಕರ ಸಭಾ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ವೇದಬ್ರಹ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಉಮೇಶ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಹಾಗೂ ವೇದಬ್ರಹ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಶೇಷಾದ್ರಿ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ವೇದಘೋಷ.
ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿಃ ಓಂ. ಗಣಾನಾಂ ತ್ವಾ ಗಣಪತಿಂ ಹವಾಮಹೇ ಕವಿಂ ಕವೀನಾಮುಪಮಶ್ರವಸ್ತಮಂ ಜ್ಯೇಷ್ಠರಾಜಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಸ್ಪತ ಆನ ಶೃಣ್ವನ್ನೋತಿಭಿಃ ಸೇದಸಾದನಂ. श्रीमहागणपतये नमः. प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजिनीवते धीनामवित्र्यवत् वाग्देव्यै नमः. ॐ आनो भद्राक्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतो दब्दासो अपरीतास उद्भिदाः. देवानो यत् सदमिद्वृधे असन्नप्रायुवो रक्षितारो दिवे दिवे. देवानां भद्र सुमतेर्रुजु यथा देवानां रातिरपि नो निवर्तताम्. देवानां सख्यमुपसेदिमा वयन् देवान आयु प्रतिरन्त जीवसे. तान् पूर्वया निविदाहुमहे वयं भगं मित्रमतिथिं दक्षमश्रिधम्. अर्यमणं वरुणं सोममश्विन सरस्वतेन सुभगामयस्करत तन्नो वातो मयो भुवा भेषजं तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिताभ्यो तद्ग्रावाणः सोमसुतो मयो भुवस्तदश्विना शृणुतन्द्रिष्ण्या युवम् त्वमेचानम् जगतस्तस्तु षष्पतिम् धियं जिन्वमवसे होमये वयम् पूषा नो यता वेदसामसद्रुदे रक्षिता पायुरदब्ध स्वस्तये स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवा स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु पृषदश्वामरुत पृष्णिमातर शुभय्यावानो विदते जग्मयः अग्निजिह्वामनवः सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्निह भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवांसस्तनोभिर्व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः शतमिन्नु शरदो अन्तिदेव यत्र नश्चक्राजरसं तनूनाम् पुत्रासो यत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मद्यारीरिषतायुर्गन्तो अदितिर्द्यौरदितिरन्तरिक्षमदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदिति पञ्चजना अदितिर्जातमदितिर्जनित्वम् ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम धन्यवाद
ವೇದ ಘೋಷವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ವೇದ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಉಮೇಶ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಹಾಗೂ ವೇದ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಶೇಷಾದ್ರಿ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ಎಂದಿನಂತೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಾಂಕರ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ ಪಾರಾಯಣ, ಈ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೀತ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಸಂಘದಿಂದ ಕುಮಾರಿ ಅದಿತಿ ಶಶಾಂಕ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಈಗ ಶಾಂಕರ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ ಪಾರಾಯಣವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಡೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೇನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಚೂರು ದೂರ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ.
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे, गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः, मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। सदा मध्याह्ननिरतं विषयेभ्यः पराङ्मुखं, नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातं चन्द्रशेखर भारतीं। विवेकिनं महाप्रज्ञं धैर्यौदार्यक्षमानिधिं, सदाभिनवपूर्वं तं विद्यातीर्थगुरुं भजे। अज्ञानां जाह्नवीतीर्थं विद्यातीर्थं विवेकिनां सर्वेषां सुखदं तीर्थं भारतीतीर्थमाश्रये विद्या विनयसम्पन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञं विधुशेखरभारतीम् प्राप्तं पदं प्रथमतः खलु यत्प्रभावात् माङ्गल्यभाजिमधुमाथिनि मन्मथेन मय्यापतेत्तदिह मन्थरमीक्षणार्धम् मन्दालसं च मकरालय कन्यकायाः दद्याद्दयानुपवनो द्रविणाम्बुधारा अस्मिन्न किञ्चन विहङ्गशिशौ विषण्णे दुष्कर्म घर्ममपनीय चिराय दूरम् नारायण प्रणयिनी नयनाम्बुवाहः इष्टाविशिष्टमतयोऽपि यया दयार्द्रदृष्ट्या त्रिविष्टपपदं सुलभं लभन्ते दृष्टिः प्रहृष्टकमलोदरदीप्तिरिष्टाम् पुष्टिं कृषीष्ट मम पुष्करविष्टरायाः गीर्देवदेति गरुडध्वज सुन्दरीति शाकम्भरीति शशिशेखरवल्लभेति सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयकेलिषु संस्थितायै तस्यै नमस्त्रिभुवनैकगुरोस्तरुण्यै श्रुत्यै नमोऽस्तु शुभकर्मफलप्रसूत्यै रत्यै नमोऽस्तु रमणीयगुणार्णवायै शक्त्यै नमोऽस्तु शतपत्रनिकेतनायै पुष्ट्यै नमोऽस्तु पुरुषोत्तमवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु नालीकनिभाननायै नमोऽस्तु दुग्धोदधिजन्मभूम्यै नमोऽस्तु सोमामृतसोदरायै नमोऽस्तु नारायणवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु हेमाम्बुजपीठिकायै नमोऽस्तु भूमण्डलनायिकायै नमोऽस्तु देवादिदयापरायै नमोऽस्तु शार्ङ्गायुधवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु देव्यै भृगुनन्दनायै नमोऽस्तु विष्णोरुरसिस्थितायै नमोऽस्तु लक्ष्म्यै कमलालयायै नमोऽस्तु दामोदरवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु कान्त्यै कमलेक्षणायै नमोऽस्तु भूत्यै भुवनप्रसूत्यै नमोऽस्तु देवादिभिरर्चितायै नमोऽस्तु नन्दात्मजवल्लभायै सम्पत्कराणि सकलेन्द्रियनन्दनानि साम्राज्यदानविभवानि सरोरुहाक्षि त्वद्वन्दनानि दुरितोद्धरणोद्यतानि मामेव मातरमिषं कलयन्तु मान्ये यत्कटाक्षसमुपासनाविधिः सेवकस्य सकलार्थसम्पदः सन्तनोति वचनागमानसैः त्वां मुरारिहृदयेश्वरीं भजे सरसिजनिलये सरोजहस्ते धवलतमां शुकगन्धमाल्यशोभे भगवति हरिवल्लभे मनोज्ञे त्रिभुवनभूतिकरि प्रसीद मह्यम् दिग्हस्तिभिः कनककुम्भमुखावसृष्ट स्वर्वाहिनी विमलचारुजलप्लुताङ्गीं प्रातर्नमामि जगतां जननीमशेषलोकाधिनाथगृहिणी अमृताब्धिपुत्रीं कमले कमलाक्षवल्लभे त्वं करुणापूरतरङ्गितैरपाङ्गैः अवलोकय मामकिञ्चनानां प्रथमं पात्रमकृत्रिमं दयायाः स्तुवन्ति ये स्तुतिभिरमूभिरन्वहम् त्रयीमयीं त्रिभुवनमातरं रमां गुणाधिका गुरुतरभाग्यभाजिनः भवन्ति ते भुवि बुधभाविताशयाः
भवन्ति ते
भुवि बुधभाविताशयाः
इति श्री शङ्कराचार्य विरचितं कनकधारस्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णं।
राम राम राम।
ಈಗ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ ಪಾರಾಯಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದವರಿಗೆ ಶ್ರೀಮಠದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ SLN ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಗುರುಗಳ ಅನುಗ್ರಹಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಗೌರವ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ. ಇನ್ನೀಗ ಈ ದಿನದ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬರೋಣ. ಈ ದಿನದ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ರಂಗನಾಥ್ ಅವರು ವಿವೇಕಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ, ದಿ ಕ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿವೇಕ, ಇದರ ಕುರಿತಾದ ಒಂದು ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಯ ಪ್ರವಚನವನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ರಂಗನಾಥ್ ಅವರು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಡೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತರ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಇಂಡೀಡ್ really proud and privileged to introduce Professor S. Ranganath to this august assembly. Professor S. Ranganath secured first class first rank in MA Sanskrit from Bangalore University, and he is a recipient of Hiriyana Gold Medal and Hebbar Sri Vaishnava Sabha Gold Medal. The title Veda Bhushana was conferred on him by Veda Dharma Paripalana Sabha, and also the title Veda Shri has been conferred upon him by the World Association of Vedic Studies, USA. He has a Vidwan degree in Advaita Vedanta from Sri Chamarajendra Sanskrit College, and he has studied Rigveda traditionally for 8 years. His PhD thesis, PhD dissertation was on the contribution of Vachaspati Mishra to Indian philosophy. He has authored over 100 books and more than 100 research papers. His Kannada translation of Professor Satyavrata Shastri's Ramakriti Mahavakyam. Professor Satyavrata Shastri was the first Jnanapita awardee in Sanskrit. His Ramakriti Mahakavyam has been translated by Professor S. Ranganath, and he was the professor and head of Department of Sanskrit, NMKRV College for Women, and also director of RV Institute of Sanskrit Studies. He was awarded D.Lit from Himachal Pradesh University for his postdoctoral publications on post-independent Sanskrit literature, and also nominated as a subject matter expert to Adarsha Samskrita Vidyapitha, Tamil Nadu, as a representative of Rashtriya Samskrit Samsthan, Delhi, for a period of 3 years. He has a Rashtra Bhasha Visharada in Hindi from Chennai. He has delivered scholarly lectures at Oxford, Cambridge, London, Brighton, Nottingham, Berlin, and Wittenberg during June-July 2011 on Indian culture. Not only that, he has been honored at the House of Commons, Parliament of London by Lord Bilimoria. Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirindhorn honored him at Shilpakon University, Bangkok, Thailand, and he was also awarded Vachaspati from Rashtriya Samskrita Vidyapitha, Tirupati, and he was awarded Adhyatma Vidyalankara at Shankar Krupa, Bangalore, and the list goes on. He was honored at Kashi with Vagyoga Sanman by the Vagyoga Chetana Peetham, and Akhila Bharata Vidyarthi Parishat conferred upon him the title Mahopadhyaya in the year 2017. And Sri Gangadharendra Saraswati Swamiji of Sri Swarnavalli Mutt he conferred him Vidya Sudhi Arnava. With this brief introduction, okay, and also he is the son of Dr. S. Ramaswamy, a very well-known, eminent scholar in our Malleshwaram, who was the fellow of Yale University in United States of America. ಅವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಸ್ ರಾಮಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರರು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ರಂಗನಾಥ್ ಅವರು. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಈ ದಿನದ ಒಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ವಿವೇಕ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ, ಭಗವತ್ಪಾದರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಕರಣ ಗ್ರಂಥವಾದ ವಿವೇಕ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಯ ಕುರಿತಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ರಂಗನಾಥ್ ಅವರು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನೀಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸವಿನಯವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾದಿಭ್ಯೋ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಿದ್ಯಾ ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯಕರ್ತೃಭ್ಯೋ ವಂಶಋಷಿಭ್ಯೋ ಮಹದ್ಭ್ಯೋ ನಮೋ ಗುರುಭ್ಯಃ. ಸರ್ವೋಪಪ್ಲವರಹಿತ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಘನ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಗರ್ಥೋ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೈವಾಹಮಸ್ಮಿ. ಓಂ ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ಪದ್ಮಭುಂ ವಸಿಷ್ಠಂ ಶಕ್ತಿಂ ಚ ತತ್ಪುತ್ರ ಪರಾಶರಂ ಚ ವ್ಯಾಸಂ ಶುಕಂ ಗೌಡಪದಂ ಮಹಾಂತಂ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಯೋಗೀಂದ್ರಮಥಾಸ್ಯ ಶಿಷ್ಯಂ ಶ್ರೀಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯಮಥಾಸ್ಯ ಪದ್ಮಪಾದಂ ಚ ಹಸ್ತಾಮಲಕಂ ಚ ಶಿಷ್ಯಂ ತಂತ್ರೋಟಕಂ ವಾರ್ತಿಕಕಾರಮನ್ಯಾನಸ್ಮದ್ಗುರೋನ್ ಸಂತತಮಾಗತೋಸ್ಮಿ. ಶ್ರುತಿಸ್ಮೃತಿಪುರಾಣಾನಾಮಾಲಯಂ ಕರುಣಾಲಯಂ ನಮಾಮಿ ಭಗವತ್ಪಾದಶಂಕರಂ ಲೋಕಶಂಕರಂ. ಶಂಕರಂ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯಂ ಕೇಶವಂ ಬಾದರಾಯಣಂ ಸೂತ್ರಭಾಷ್ಯಕೃತೌ ವಂದೇ ಭಗವಂತೌ ಪುನಃ ಪುನಃ. ಈಶ್ವರೋ ಗುರುರಾತ್ಮೇತಿ ಮೂರ್ತಿಭೇದವಿಭಾಗಿನೇ ವ್ಯೋಮವದ್ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತದೇಹಾಯ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮೂರ್ತಯೇ ನಮಃ. ಓಮಿತಿ ದಿವಿಷತ್ಪ್ರವರಾಃ ಶೀರ್ಷೆ ಕುರ್ವಂತಿ ಶಾಸನಂ ಯಸ್ಯ ಓಂಕಾರಪದ್ಮಭೃಂಗಂ ತಮಹಂ ಪ್ರಣಮಾಮಿ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯಂ. ಕೃತೆ ತು ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮೂರ್ತಿಃ ತ್ರೇತಾಯಾಂ ಗುರುದತ್ತಕಃ ದ್ವಾಪರೇ ವ್ಯಾಸರೂಪಸ್ಯ ಕಲೌ ಶ್ರೀಗುರುಶಂಕರಃ. At the very outset, I offer my reverential pranams at the lotus feet of both the Jagadgurus, Sri Sri Mahasannidhanam, Paramapujya Bharati Tirtha Mahaswami, and Sri Sri Sannidhanam. Kindly switch off the mobile, please. Sri Sri Sannidhanam, Vidushekara Bharati Mahaswami, who have commanded me to speak in English through Srikanth on Vivekachudamani, the Prakarana Raja of Shankaracharya, which has a divine Sanskrit commentary by Sri Sri Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswami, a Jivan Mukta par excellence and an Avadhuta Agresara in Prasanna Gambhira style, which is akin to the style of Bhagavad-pada Shankara itself. My present talk is a follow-up of the 2 lectures of 2 hours duration, which I delivered in Sringeri on 16th and 17th of last month, which was also in English on the concept of Jivan Mukti according to Yoga Vasishta and Shiva consciousness in Sutta Samhita. Being aware of my own limitations and shortcomings, I stand before this august audience to share some of my thoughts on this ennobling, enchanting, and ensnaring topic, which has an eternal value of endurance and excellence. I am beholden to the organizers of Bhārata Vibhūti Trust, through which a 50-day unique lecture series on various aspects of Advaita Vedanta have been arranged to mark the 50th year of the Sannyasa Swikaram of Mahasannidhanam Sri Sri Bharati Tirtha Mahaswami, which has commenced from 23rd of June onwards. today happens to be the 19th day of the 50th day celebrations of this lecture series, and I think it will not be out of place to narrate the significance of the number 19. The number 19 has a special significance in our tradition. There are 19 outlets of knowledge according to Sankhya system of philosophy, 19 evolutes of Maya according to Vivekachudamani, 19 Kriya Sangnas of elephants according to Someshwara's Manasollasa. I am mentioning Someshwara's Manasollasa because it is not Sureshwaracharya's Manasollasa. From that point of view, I want to clarify this because no doubt should ever recur again as a recurring motive towards the end of my lecture as far as possible with my limited knowledge. 19 Dharma Shastras, 19 Rasa Samskara Vidhis according to Vastu Guna Prakashika, 19 Shobha Bhedas according to Charaka Samhita, 19 Sthavaras according to Jaina philosophy, 19 Smritikaras according to Gautama Dharma Sutra, 19 Upavargas in Adi Parva of Mahabharata, which has been considered as the fifth Veda. On 19th, Shatachandi Yaga was inaugurated by Mahasannidhanam in the year 1988 at Coimbatore. This is the background for the word 19. Let me commence this talk with my prostrations to Goddess Sharada, the tutelary deity of Sringeri, with a composition of Mahasannidhanam, which is as follows. This is Mahasannidhanam's composition on Sharada. Karunyamruta vari rashi manisham keyura harair vrutam kamarehe sahajam karabja vilasat kiram kuberarchitam kama krodha mukhari garvashamanim kaivalya sampat pradam kanjodbhuta manapriyam hridipaje bhaktya sada sharadam. Now, let me share the composition of Sri Sri Chandrasekhara Bhāratī Mahaswamigal, the 34th Pontiff of Sringeri Sharada Peetham on Chandramaulishvara. He is Chandrasekhara Bhāratī, this is Chandramaulishvara. Both are Chandras and both are Shivas, because I want to tell you again and again that every Pontiff who has adorned the great Sharada Peetham of Sringeri is nothing but an incarnation of Lord Shiva himself. Everybody is a Shiva here. Right from Sadashiva Samarambam, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Vidushekara Bharati Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam, everybody is an incarnation of Shiva. That we should never forget. Chandramaulishvara Vibho, Brahma Vidya Samashrita, Swanubhutim Prayachashu, Chinmudra Vilasatkara. Please remember, Shankaracharya says Chinmudra, Ramanujacharya says Anjali Mudra, Madhvacharya says Kartari Mudra. If I can talk for 2 hours on mudras according to 3 acharyas, that will be a different topic altogether, which I don't want to involve at this juncture. After the salutations of Sringeri, Sharada, Chandramaulishvara, let me draw your attention to the salutations paid to Shankara Bhagavatpadacharya by his direct disciples like Sureshwaracharya, popularly known as Vartikacharya, who has composed Taittiriya Bhashya Vartika and Brihadaranyaka Bhashya Vartika along with Panchikarana Vartika, and both the works have been translated into Kannada by Pandita Pravara Kadur Krishna Joyis, who was born in 1912 and who died after 88 years ago at the quarters of Bangalore Shankara Mutt. He is the translator of this entire work, and both the works are available in the bookstall of Shankara Mutt. When you enter to the right, if you take a left turn, the second row, 4th book is this book, as far as my memory goes. Totakacharya, the author of Shrutisara Samudharanam, which has been rendered into Kannada by my guru, Mahamahapadhyaya N. Rangnath Sharma. Vidyaranya, the author of Panchadashi, Jivan Mukti Viveka, Anubhuti Prakasha, Sarvagnatma Muni, the composer of Panchapadika, and the delectable divine compositions of 33rd, 34th, and 35th, and 36th Jagadgurus of Sharada Peetham, Sachidananda Shivavi Narasimha Bharati, Chandrasekhara Bharati, Abhinav Vidya Tirtha, Bharati Tirtha Jagadgurus. I will come to Vivekachudamani's Bharati's composition with my conclusion, which I heard yesterday from the Purvashrama parents of Vivekachudamani Bharati. I will come and I will end with that. Now, Shankara Stuti, as found in Madhava Vidyaranya's Shankara Vijayam. Ajnanantarghanapatitan atmavidyopadeshaihi tratum lokan bhavadavashika tapapapachyamanan muktva maunam vatabitapino mulato nishpatanti shambhor murtihi charati bhavane Shankaracharya Rupa. Now the Vartikacharyas pronouns to Shankara. Ashailadudaya tatastagirito bhasvadyasho rashmibhihi vyaptam vishvamananta andakaram abhavadyasya shishyayiridam aradnanagavastibihi pratihataha chandrayate bhaskaraha tasmai shankara bhanave tanumano vagbit namasya sada. Now, another disciple, the author of Shrutisara Samudharanam, Trotakacharya. He is also called Trotakacharya. There are two Patantaras. And he wrote in Trotaka meter, and hence Trotakacharya became more popular. There are various kinds of meters in Samskrita literature, Vedic meters, classical meters, and Vedic meters are different from classical meters, and Vedic grammar is different from classical grammar because late Lakara is there in Veda, which is not there in classical literature, and hence Veda people always come usually late. Now, Trotakacharya's composition. Yesham dhi surya deeptya pratihatamagaman nashame kantato me dvantam svantasya hetu jananamarana santana dola dhirudai yesham padau prapannaha shutishama vinayai bhushita shishya sangha sadyo mukta stitastan yativaramahitan yavada yurnamami. Now, Padmapada, whose original name was Sanandana, and according to the command of Guru, he just walked on the river, unmindful of the water, and whenever he put his step, a Padma came up, and from that day onwards, he came to be known as Padmapadacharya. Namamya bhogi parivara sampadam nirasta bhuti anumarga vigraham anugrahan mridita kala lanchanam vina vinayakam apurva shankaram. Now I come to Bharati Tirtha Jagadguru's composition on Shankaracharya. Sudhamshu Shekararchakam Sudhindra Deirvadukam Sutadi Mohanashakam Sushantidanti-dayakam Samasta Veda Paragam Sahasra Surya Bhasuram Samahita Khilendriyam Sada Bhajami Shankaram. You look at the Sakara Prasa, how beautiful it is. So, in keeping with Shankaracharya's Vivekachudamani, wherein you have got 7 Takara Prasas, I will come to that later. Shanta Mahantaha Nivasanti Santaha Vasantavat Lokahitam Charantaha. There are 7 Takaras. Commentary on that by Chandrasekhara Bhāratī Mahaswamikal, you have got 7 Makaras. Maulau Mandakiniyasya Malati Malikanibaha Mauni Manasahamsoyam Maudhyam Haratana Shivaha. That is 7 Takaras, this is 7 Makaras. That is Shankaracharya, this is Chandrasekhara Bhāratī Mahaswami. Why I am quoting this is because Chandrasekhara Bhāratī Mahaswami has written lucid commentary in Sanskrit on Vivekachudamani. That is the context. Now, coming to Sharada Stuti. This is by Vidwan H.V. Nagaraj Rao from Mysore, who is popularly known as Panini personified and Anandavardhana adorned. Dushtam dishtam haranti sakala janatate rishtavrittim kiranti kashtogam samharanti suvimala manase ashtasiddhir deshanti vedarthan bodayanti paranata vidusham vedanam varayanti veenam samvadayanti samavatu jagatim sharadamba madamba. At this stage, it may not be irrelevant to quote Sri Vivekachudamani Bharati Sannidhanam's message to the Golden Jubilee Year edition being published from Sri Vidyatirtha Foundation, Chennai, which I received yesterday from the Purvashram father of Vivekachudamani Bharati Mahaswamigal in Surabharati Foundation, HRBR layout, Kalyan Nagar, exactly at 7:25 yesterday. Only 24 hours gap is there. Dakshinamnaya Sringeri Sharada Pitham Paribhushayantaha अस्मद् गुरुचरणाः जगद्गुरु श्री श्री भारती तीर्थ महास्वामिनः वैराग्य वैदुष्य वात्सल्यादि निखिल सगुण स्तोम लीला विहार भूमयः निखिल आस्तिक वंदनीय चरणाम्बुजाताः चकासतीति संविद्रत एव समे आस्तिकाः तेषाम् येषाम् आचार्य चूडामणीनां दिव्याः कटाक्षाङ्कुराः निखिलमपि उपद्रवमाणं विद्राव्य श्रेयस्सन्ततिं प्रसवते तेषां वदनसूर्यात् निःसृताः सदुपदेशमरीचयः श्रोतृबुद्धिसौधेषु अभिव्याप्तमनाः अन्धतमसं समूलं ध्वंसयन्ति ते अमी आसेतोः आतुहिनाचलम् ಆ ಹಿಮಾಲಯಂ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ತುಹಿನಾಚಲಂ ಹಿಮಗಿರಿ ಅಂತ ತುಹಿನ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಮಕ್ಕಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಪದ ಆ ತುಹಿನಾಚಲಂ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಸಮವಿದ್ವಾರೇಣ ಸಂಚಾರಂ ವಿಧಾಯ ಧರ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮತತ್ವೇ ಲೋಕಾನ್ವೇಷಣಾಯ ರಾಮೇಶ್ವರ ವಾರಣಾಸಿ ಶ್ರೀಶೈಲಾದಿ ಮಹಾಕ್ಷೇತ್ರೇಷು ಭಗವಂತಂ ಸಂಪೂಜ್ಯ ನಿಖಿಲ ಆಸ್ತಿಕ ಶ್ರೇಯಾಂಸಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಯಂತ. ಒನ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನಫ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಧುಶೇಖರ ಭಾರತಿ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ಟೆಡ್ to quote the post writing of Bana in Kadambari. Tasma samasta kshatra varga patana varishta dhara parashvada bharana bhishna vesha bhargava bangada parichinnatara shaurya shalini saujanya bhajane jananuraga nilaye nirmatsare vatsale vatse asmin vishwan baravaram chirakalya dharyamanam adyaira namatas sannavatarya vishantya sukham anubhavitva belashamiti. That is prose. Prose is the touchstone for poets. This is the popular adage in English. Writing prose is not that easy because poetry itself, it can come out of genius, poetic genius. And of course, Shakespeare has said, poets, lunatics and lovers are imagination all compact. Each one will be the height of imagination. Without imagination, you can't write because ago chandra bimba, igo landra kamba, tago tambra chamba andre ಅದು ಕವಿತ್ವ ಆಗಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಗುರುಗಳಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರಂಗಪ್ರಿಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಪೂರ್ವಾಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಚ್.ಎಸ್. ವರ್ದೇಶ್ಕಾಚಾರಾಗಿ ಬಸವನಗುಡಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ 1976ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 16ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು 2:30-3 ಗಂಟೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ 9ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೆಂಡರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಧುಶೇಖರ ಭಾರತಿ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ನೋನ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ಆಸ್ತಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಅವರ್ ರೆವಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಗುರು ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಭಾರತೀ ತೀರ್ಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ who adorns the Dakshinamnaya Sringeri Sharada Peetham shines as the one whole lotus-like feet are resplendent by all the functions as a recreational ground for the entire collection of noble qualities such as dispassion, scholarship, and affectionate grace towards disciples. One should be in ace to race to get the grace of God Almighty. If you are not an ace, you will never race. If you don't race, you will never get the grace. ACE, RACE, GRACE. The divine compassionate glances our soul. The crest jewel of preceptors uproot all obstacles and bring about the supreme good. You see, it is the compassionate and merciful glances. That is what is required. Ko guruhu adhigata tattvaha shishya-hitaya udyata satatam. Prashnottara Ratnamalika of Shankaracharya. Who is a guru? One who is learned. At the same time, one who has got the concern of the student. Otherwise, it is not complete. Your guruship is not complete. Please don't ever translate the word guru into English. Guru is not preceptor. Guru is not mentor. Guru is not master. Guru is Guru himself. We are all teachers. We are not gurus. Some of us, we are outstanding teachers because we always stand outside the classroom. Some of us, we are rare teachers because rarely we take a class. Some of us, we are class by ourselves because nobody ever attends our classes. So in this case, please don't ever try to translate the word dharma and guru into English. It cannot be translated because it's from an alien tongue. So from a native tongue, from an alien tongue, you cannot translate the words with equal felicity because it can only be explained and expounded in an explicit manner and never to be translated because all translators are mutilators according to Italian statement. The divine compassionate glories of the Guru. So who is compassion? That is mercy. You quote Shakespeare, why don't you quote Shankaracharya? When was Shankaracharya? When was Shakespeare? Don't ever try to place cart before the cars, just as Descartes did in the West. Descartes is nothing but he is placing the cart before the horse. So that mercy, the Shishya Kalaji, that Shishya Karuna, the Shishya Krupa, You find number of stanzas in Shivananda Lahari, Saundarya Lahari, Jivan Muktananda Lahari, Ananda Lahari, and you only quote Shakespeare. All right, you quote, but you quote this also. Let me also quote. The quality of mercy is not strained, it drops as a gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It's thrice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes its mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes a throne monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to on majesty. Wherein does sit the dread and fear of kings, but mercy is above its sceptred sway. It's enthroned in the hearts of kings. It's an attribute to God himself. An earthly power that then show like as gods when mercy seasons justice. Portia's speech, Merchant of Venice, Shakespeare, 16th century, Stratford upon Avon. Now, the rays of illustrious rays that emerge from the sun-like countenance dispels the dense darkness of ignorance, enveloping the mansion-like minds. Please don't pronounce it as envelope. It's envelope. It's entrepreneur, not entrepreneur, because I won't be doing justice to my father, who will be listening from there and correcting me. Dispels the dense darkness of ignorance, enveloping the mansion-like minds of devotees. The Guru has undertaken extensive tours from Rameshwaram to Himalayas, has enlightened the people on the essence of Dharma and truth of the Supreme Brahman. I have told you in the beginning, don't translate the word Dharma, because Dharma has got 11 meanings according to History of Dharma Shastra, Volume 1, published from Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, Pune, 1954, which got Sahitya Academy Award in the year 1956 from Delhi, written by Mahamahopadhyaya P.V. Kane. Has enlightened the people of the essence of Dharma and truth of the Supreme Brahman. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. What is Satya? Yadrupeni Annisitam Tattadrupan Navyabhicharati Satyam Trikalabhadyatvam Satyatvam Kalatrayepi Abhadyamanatvat Yadrupeni Annisitam Tattadrupam Vyabhicharati Anrutam. This is Shankara Bhashya. On the word Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. Then what about the world? World is an illusion. Mrigatrishnam Vasisnatha Kapushpakrita Shekaraha Yesha Vandyasuto Yati Shashashunga Dhanurdaraha. That is again Shankara Bhashya. This barren woman's son, please underline. This barren woman's son, by taking bath in mirage water, by wearing the sky flower as his head ornament, and trying to fight the war with the horns of the hare, how much is that statement true? That exactly is the world. For a Gnani, not for ordinary mortals like us, but for us, Jagat is Satya only, because we have not reached that level, because it's a levelless level. That is a stateless state. That is state, yes, capital. As being talked about in the 7th mantra of Mandukya Upanishad, wherein it says that Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Chaturtam Sa Atma Manyante Savigneyaha. That is Chaturtha Sthiti. All these three are avasthas. I'm not talking about you are Anantamurti's avaste. So here, now, pronounced to Mahasannidhanam from the point of view of an Ashtaka. Bhaktanam Kalpatarave, Shastra Prasada Karave, Bharati Tirtha Guruve, Namostu Gnana Bhanave. Vidya Yadiya Girishadi Devan, Vismapayanti Hrudayam Dhinoti, Dhunoti Chadvantachayam Brashantam, Sri Bharati Tirtha Gurum Namami, Shushrooshante Vachananichayam Yanmukha Dunmishantam, Jignasante Nigama Hrudayam Yatpadabjata Bandat, Susmurshante Vadana Kamalam Yasya Bhakta Sadatam, Brahma Bhinnam Guruvarahamham, Bharati Tirthamide, Sri Bharati Tirthayatishwarasya, Shirisha Maleva Suko Malava, Samsmarayanti Kilakalidasam, Mugdhan Vidagdan Iha Santanoti. Therefore, after that, let me come to Vivekachudamani Bhārati Panchakam. 5 stanzas on Sannidhanam, Vivekachudamani Bhārati. Vidushekara Sanyami Padayugam, Bhavapata Katapaharam Satatam, Bhavatan Mama Chetasi Punyakaram, Krupaya Madagam Parimarjayatat, Madhuram Bhanitim Sadaye Nayane, Vimalam Hrudayam Saralam Vachanam, Parivikshito Masti Manasta Vachet, Vidushekara Sanyaminam Shrayabho, Nigama Gahana Bahavo Guravo, Namano Mama Kinchana Nistinute, Itikim Bahuda Manunair Bhajare, Vidushekara Sanyami Pat Kamadam, Nityam Shrayami Vidushekara Bharatinam, Padambujam Sakala Pandita Vrundavandyam, Yat pushpa komalamapi shritaloka pradhamsane bhavati vajrakatorameva vidya vinaya sampannam vitaragam vivekinam vande vedanta tattvagnam Vidushekara Bhāratī. After knowing the sampradaya of Advaita, this much background you should have to enter to Vivekachudamani. Because humbly I want to put before you that with Chandrasekhara Bhāratī Mahaswamigal's commentary on Vivekachudamani, only for 10 years I have taught 200 lectures on Vivekachudamani in Shankar Kripa, 3rd block, Jayanagar, 16th main, 45 door number from 1994 to 2004. So, after knowing the Sampradaya of Advaita, what is Sampradaya? Sat Sampradaya. That's why we say that Sampradaya Vishwasabhyam Sarvasiddhihi. Everything will come to you if you have got that tradition. Don't ever go against tradition. This is Parashurama Kalpasutra. I don't know how many of you know that Parashurama has also written 6,000 Kalpasutras, not just one or two. 4,223rd Kalpasutra is this. Sampradaya Vishwasabhyam Sarvasiddhihi. One who has got total belief in Sampradaya, for which again there is a reference in Vivekachudamani. Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhya Avadharana Sa Shraddha Katita Sadbhihi Yaya Vastu Upalabhyate. That is Shraddha. Shraddha hi Paramagatihi. Yoya Shraddha Sayeva Saha. Shraddhavan Labate Gnanam. This is your Gita. Therefore, from that point of view, Gita Malika, which I was delivering, and for this particular gentleman was attending in Gandhi Sahitya Sangha 25 years ago. He is here. I am seeing him after a quarter of a century. Anyway, after knowing this Sampradaya, we should directly come to the second stanza of the second line of 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhashya, written in Prasanna Gambhira style at the age of 16 by Shankaracharya, which is as follows. Asampradaya vit sarva shastra vidapi murkhavadeva upekshaniyaha. One may be a great scholar, but if he doesn't have tradition, shun him. Don't take him seriously. Indian culture has been glorified by the manifestation of the Supreme through illustrious God-men and perfect masters. In any scripture in relation to reality, one can discern that the real expresses itself through the master, and the master in turn enlightens the real. In fact, it shall not be remote from truth if one asseverates that Indian culture has been in efflorescence of spiritual realization, for culture is ever synonymous with spiritual consciousness, in keeping with what Aurobindo says. When individual consciousness merges with universal consciousness, what remains is only consciousness, which one should not even be conscious of. To understand one sentence of Aurobindo, you require 1 year. That is the style of Aurobindo. What to do? We have to rise up to that level. Please don't ever try to pull them down to our level. Therefore, we should always be avarohana. For him, it is, for us, it is arohana. For him, it is avarohana. That's why J. Krishnamurti in 1941 lecture says, if man tries to ascend 1 step towards God, God descends down 7 steps. Put in your effort. Don't ever blame the God for everything. What is your effort on your part? Have trust in God. At the same time, don't ever forget that you also have got something to offer to society. Shankara Bhagavad Padacharya is an exemplar of light culminating into luminosity, of love crowning into loveliness, of blessedness and consummating into life divine. He is an immaculate expression of the real in the unbroken line of illumined souls who have spread the fragrance of both eternity and eternality, being a veritable embodiment of all that is blessed, of all that is pure and consecrated in love and joy, of all that is good and great, of all that is true and serene, and of all that is in consonance with the auspicious. He eradicates the glory of the real by passing through the unreal, which is the summum bonum of everybody's life. In reality, one should have. His is the deathless experience of the happiness perpetual, being related to the empyrean, and yet very much belonging to and beautifying the ephemeral, with an ethereal halo, draws the attention of the man to his imperishable nature. His is the voice of God, articulating the gospel of truth and goodness of joy in the innermost caverns of the seekers of sublime, which reiterates Bhagavad-pada's conformity with the true vision of the absolute, that to identify the Guru as the impersonal indwelling reality is to realize the truth, T capital. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, which is the Sarupa Lakshana of Brahman, and not Yatova Yamani Bhutani Jayante, Yena Jatani Jivanti, Yat Prayantepi Samvichanti, Tad Vijignasasva, Tad Brahmeti, which is the Tatastha Lakshana. Though both of them occur in Taittiriya Upanishad, to which Shaka Shankaracharya belonged. He belonged to Taittiriya Shaka of Krishna Yajurveda by birth. Please remember that. It has been stated that the master leads the disciple to the maker, but reflection on God realization and rumination over the path to that realization throw into confusion the aspirant after God, because the aspirant after God gets baffled by the variety of paths leading to God realization. In truth, countless paths to God realization have been described and prescribed in the valiant scriptures of our hoary antiquity. In the midst of these paths, the trail of the path blazed by the master is the easiest, is the safest, and the surest to follow, as pointed out by Shankaracharya in his Vivekachudamani. It is the master that guides the disciple to the goal. Means should be as pure as that of the goal. That is Vivekananda. With no inferior means, you can reach the perfect goal. The means also should be equally good to reach a good goal in the end. ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದು ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ ಮುಟ್ತೀಯ ನೀನು? If you try to cut short your Vedanta, it shortcuts you. Therefore, please ever do any shortcut method in Vedanta. First, you should study Atma Bodha. Then you should study Mahavakya Darpana. Then you should study Vivekachudamani. Then study Bhagavad Gita. Then go to Upanishads. Then go to Brahma Sutras. And then the discussion of Brahma Sutras in Panchasiddhi Grantha, starting from Advaita Siddhi, Naishkarma Siddhi, Ishta Siddhi, Swarajya Siddhi, Brahma Siddhi. That's the order in which one should study in a traditional manner. By studying two stotras, you can't say that I have mastered Shankaracharya. Who are you to say that? You don't even deserve to mention the name of Shankaracharya. That's the kind of work which is there hardly in 32 years. Ashtavarshe Chaturvedi, Dvadashaya Sarvashastravitu, Shodashaya Kritavan Bhashyam, Dvatrimshe Munirabhyagat. What a fine life it is. Ashtavarshe Chaturvedi, at the age of 8, he had mastered all the 4 Vedas. Just to master Rigveda Samhita, it takes 8 years, just as I did. I couldn't go further. You see, beyond Samhita, I don't know in Rigveda. Only Samhita itself takes 64 hours to chant. That exactly God permitted me 10 times to travel from Bangalore to Shimla by train. 10 times. Therefore, beyond that, I couldn't do. Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad, then each Veda there is Padapata, Kramapata, Jatapata, Ghanapata. Where do you land up ultimately? Ganana Antvatva, Ganana Antvatva, Ganana Antva, Ganapatim Havamahe, Kavin Kavigum Havamahe, Kavim Kavinam, Upamashravastamaha, Ityupamashravah Tamaha, Rajam, Jeshtarajam. It goes on like that, Ganapata. ನಮಗೆ ಗಣಪಾಠ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಹೊರತು ಘನಪಾಠ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ? Recent census says that there are only 54 Ganapatis in India, and all of them are past 65. So what about the future of Veda? Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karma svanushthiyatam teneshasya vidhiyatam apachiti kamye matistyajyatam papoga pariduyatam bhavasuke dosho nasandhiyatam atmaichha vinigamyatam nijagraha turnam vinirgamyatam. What happens to that shloka? The very first shloka of the Upadesha Panchakam, composed by Shankaracharya. It is he that cuts asunder all knots. Vidyate hridaya granthi, chidyate sarva samshaya, chiyante chasya karmani, tasmin drushte paravare, pointed out in Mundakopanishad, which constrains the soul to delusion. We know only S-O-L-E soul, not S-O-U-L. He that illumines the darkest corners of the mind and the inmost caverns of the heart, and he that brings about the communion of the devotee and the divine. The perfect master is he who by his own life teaches that the all-pervading consciousness of the spirit is the master of masters and the maker of makers. History teaches that God-men have from time immemorial and time to time been illuminating and elucidating the illustrious manner in which the illumined souls have been brought to light in this mundane world where we tread and shed in everyday, day-to-day activities. Amidst the din and destruction wrought by the sword, the passion and fury raised by the flesh shines forth spiritual luminaries of divine conscience itself. Shankara is an exemplar of light culminating into luminosity, crowning into loveliness and blessedness, and life consuming into life divine. He is an immaculate expression of the real in the unbroken line of illumined souls, with a serenity that's a result of all that involves the soul into all transcending realization, and with a mind that's born out of consciousness itself, perfect masters such as Shankaracharya are Vedanta exemplified, Yoga typified, Upanishad beautified, and poetry glorified. He was God-centered, God-inspired, God-possessed, and God-intoxicated. With the remembrance of Shankaracharya, one can realize unity with the quest of truth begins with the conquest of ignorance. The quest of knowledge is set off by the conquest of darkness. The quest for deathlessness is advanced by conquest of death, as Nachiketa did to Yama in Kathopanishad, which again belongs to Krishna Yajurveda, for which Shankaracharya was born. The quest for deathlessness is advanced by the conquest of death. The quest for life divine is generated by the conquest of life mundane, as a result of which a trace of hatred, a vestige of egotism, a fleckle of jadedness, a spark of jealousy, a flame of fury, a wrench of pain, a twist of disgust, a turn of arrogance, a quirk of fate, a quaintness of destiny gets transformed, and one becomes an ace to race to get the grace of Shankaracharya, whose grace indeed elevates the minds and exalts the soul of all the devotees. May that serene and soul supreme suppress our sorrows and elevate us to the state of exhalation, enrichment, and exuberance, which is the stateless state of our existence, in keeping with the statement of Rigveda, 8th Mandala, 92nd hymn and 32nd mantra, Tvamasmakam Tavasmasi. Let me take you to opinions on Vivekachudamani at this stage. 1. Swami Shantanandapuri. Vivekachudamani can be called as the handbook on the practice of Vedanta. Number 2. K.A. Krishnaswamy. Vivekachudamani is considered to be a masterpiece of Advaita Vedanta, of which Shankara is the greatest exponent. Number 3. Swami Chinmayananda. One of the greatest textbooks that has been written by Shankaracharya as an introduction to Vedanta is Vivekachudamani. It means the crest jewel of discrimination. The very theme of the book, one which helps to develop in ourselves the discriminative understanding of the real from the unreal, the truth from the false. Let me quote Abhinav Vidyatirtha's introduction to Chandrasekhara Bhāratī Mahaswamigal's Sanskrit commentary on Vivekachudamani in Sanskrit, which again I will quote the translation in Kannada so that we can understand, being at the lower level. Vivekachudamani nama ayam grantaha. This is Abhinav Vidyatirtha Mahaswami's statement. Vivekachudamani nama ayam grantaha chudamani riva prakashamanaha sarvatra prachura pracharaha samapalabhyate. Duruhamapi atmatatvam karatalamalakavatu tatra sputi bhavati. Upanishad bhashyadishu durlabam ikshananam api atra praveshaha sulabaha. Etadrushasya grantaratnasya yedi kachit pramaniki vyakhyapi syat tarhi hemnaha paramamadayiva parikalpya asmadacharyapadah sputa pratipattayaha gabhira avagahanaya vyakhyam kanchana vyarachayan. Vyakhyaya uttama vishaye na asmabhihi kinchidapi vaktavyamasti. Chandrasekhara Bhāratī iti pratitaha pratasmaraniya namadheyaha asmadacharyapadah krita tapascharyaha sarvatantra swatantraha shastra upadishtartha anushtana nishta garishtaha aparokshikrita atmatattvaha jivanmuktaha abhuvan ityetadeva vyakhyaya utkarsha bodhanaya alam. This is Abhinav Vidyatirtha's statement on Vivekachudamani. Now I will read the Kannada translation. ವಿವೇಕಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರಿನ ಈ ಗ್ರಂಥ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಯಂತೆ ಪ್ರಕಾಶಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅಧಿಕವಾದ ಪ್ರಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಕಷ್ಟತರವಾದ ಆತ್ಮತತ್ವವೂ ಸಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನಲ್ಲಿಕಾಯಿಯಂತೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ತೋರುತ್ತದೆ. ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಭಾಷ್ಯಾದಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸಲು ಕಷ್ಟಕರವಾದವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರವೇಶವಾಗುವಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಗ್ರಂಥರತ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕವಾದ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೇ ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಮಂಜಸ ಎಂದು ಭಾವಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಗುರುಗಳು ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನವನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಅನುಗ್ರಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನದ ಉತ್ತಮತ್ವದ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ ಭಾರತಿ ಎಂದು ಖ್ಯಾತರಾದ ಪ್ರಾತಸ್ಮರಣೀಯರಾದ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು, ತಪಸ್ವಿಗಳು, ಸರ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರರು, ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿರುವಂತಹ ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವವರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗ್ರಗಣ್ಯರು, ಆತ್ಮತತ್ವವನ್ನು ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷೀಕರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡವರು, ಜೀವನ್ಮುಕ್ತರಾದವರು ಎನ್ನುವುದೇ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನದ ಹಿರಿಮೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲು ಸಾಕು. ಇದು ಅಭಿನವ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾತೀರ್ಥರ ಮಾತು. Now, S. Shankar Narayanan, who has translated Vivekachudamani into English, published on Sambit, Madras. Vivekachudamani is a philosophical treatise expounding the cardinal truths of Advaita, according to which liberation can be seemed only through Gnana. This is the contribution of Advaita. No Gnana Karma Samuchaya, no Karma, no Gnana. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜ್ಞಾನ. 4 ಪೂರ್ವ ಪಕ್ಷ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸತ್ಯಂ ಜ್ಞಾನಂ ಅನಂತಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನಲ್ಲಿ. ತೈತರಿ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಭಾಷ್ಯ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ನಿರ್ಣಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನಾದೇವತು ಕೈವಲ್ಯಂ ಅಂತ. ನಿತ್ಯಾನಿತ್ಯ ವಸ್ತು ವಿವೇಕ. ದ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಮೌಂಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಚ್ ವಿವೇಕ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಬರೇಷನ್. ಅಬ್ದುಲ್ ಕಲಾಂ. ವಿವೇಕಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ವಿತ್ Chandrasekhara Bhāratī Mahaswamigal's sparkling commentary, this is Abdul Kalam's statement on Vivekachudamani, is a science of human enlightenment which cuts across the different religions, communities, cultures, and civilizations. It deals with man-making, making of universal men and women. When I try to understand Einstein's united field theory relating to 4-dimensional continuum and Swami Ranganathananda's commentary on stanza 239 of Vivekachudamani, which says that the true Brahman is that in which there is no differentiation of knower, knowledge, and known, which is infinite, transient, and the essence of the knowledge absolute, I feel that it has come to researchers in India and abroad to find a solution to unified field theory of science, linking Einstein's 4-dimensional continuum and Shankara's description of Brahman. The result may lead to the knowledge about how universe was born. This is Abdul Kalam's understanding of Vivekachudamani. Don't think only Indian scholars and only traditional scholars have been amazed by the great style of Shankaracharya. Scientists, I can also refer to, but I don't have time, the statement of Einstein, the statement of about a dozen foreign scientists. Anyway, now I'll come to contents. The entire work of Vivekachudamani consists of 581 verses. Is it possible to talk about Vivekachudamani in 1 or 1.5 hours? 581 verses. That's why I took my own 10 years. 581 verses falls into 12 chapters, namely invocation, introduction, how is mukti achieved, atmanatma vivechana, panchakosha viveka, nature of bondage, tatpadartha vivechana, or nature of Brahman, swanubhava, or brahma sakshatkara, brahmatmana samstitihi, or abiding in Brahman, nature of a jivan mukta, final upadesha, and conclusion, which is in keeping with number 12 in our traditional numerology. Dvadasha Jyotirlingas. 12 chapters. I am relating that to the number 12. Dvadasha Jyotirlingas, Dvadasha Samhitas of Shiva Purana, Dvadasha Adityas of Mahabharata, Dvadasha Gopalas of Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Dvadasha Tushtis of Purana Nama